Welcome to the Health Collective, the channel that believes a healthy mind is just as important as a healthy body. Today, we dive into the art of learning anything fast. In our fast-paced world, the ability to acquire new skills and knowledge quickly is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. From picking up a new language for that dream vacation, to mastering the latest software for a job promotion, the applications of rapid learning are endless. But how can we train our brain to absorb information like a sponge? What are the secrets to becoming a quick learner? These are the questions we'll be exploring throughout this video. Our journey will take us through the power of mindset, the importance of breaking down complex tasks, and the role of practice and rest in the learning process. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for an illuminating ride. Stay with us as we unravel the secrets to mastering any skill or knowledge in no time. The first step to learning anything fast begins in the mind. Yes, it all starts with your mindset. Picture your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity and nourish them with belief in your abilities, you'll cultivate a thriving bed of knowledge, skills, and abilities. So, what's the secret to developing this fertile mindset, you may ask? It's all about adopting a growth mindset. The concept of a growth mindset was pioneered by psychologist Carol Dweck. It's the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with time, effort, and the right strategies. It's about viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than obstacles. It's about understanding that failure isn't a reflection of your abilities, but rather a stepping stone on the path to mastery. Now, why is a growth mindset so critical in learning anything fast? Well, it's simple. With a growth mindset, you believe you can improve, which makes you more likely to put in the effort and practice necessary to do so. You're not deterred by setbacks, but see them as opportunities to learn and grow. It's this relentless pursuit of improvement that accelerates your learning. So how can you cultivate a growth mindset? Start by shifting your perspective. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet, but I will learn." Embrace challenges that come your way, and view them as opportunities to stretch your abilities. When you stumble, don't be disheartened. Remember, every master was once a beginner. And remember, a growth mindset isn't just about hard work. It's about smart work. It's about learning from feedback, constantly refining your strategies, and staying resilient in the face of adversity. It's about understanding that the journey to mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. And every step you take brings you closer to your goal. With the right mindset, we can conquer any learning challenge that comes our way. So equip yourself with a growth mindset and embark on your learning journey. You'll be amazed at how fast you can learn anything. Now let's delve into the technique of breaking it down. Imagine you're standing in front of a colossal mountain, tasked with the job of moving it. Sounds impossible, right? But what if you could break that mountain down into small, manageable pebbles? Suddenly, the task doesn't seem so daunting. This is the concept of chunking or breaking down information into manageable parts. Learning anything new can feel like moving a mountain. But when you break down the information, you turn that mountain into a series of small hills, each one manageable and conquerable. This process of chunking is an incredibly powerful tool for learning. It allows your brain to more easily digest and process information, making it simpler to understand and remember. Think of your brain as a filing cabinet. When you chunk information, you're essentially organizing that information into neat, labeled folders. This makes it much easier to retrieve the information later on. When you try to shove a mountain of information into your brain all at once, it's like trying to stuff a bunch of papers into a filing cabinet without any organization. It's chaotic, messy, and makes it incredibly difficult to find what you're looking for later. Chunking information also helps with comprehension. By breaking down a complex concept into its individual parts, you can focus on understanding each piece before moving on to the next. This is especially helpful when learning a new language or studying a difficult subject. You wouldn't try to learn an entire dictionary in one sitting, would you? Instead, you'd focus on learning a few words at a time, gradually building your vocabulary. So the next time you're faced with the task of learning something new, remember to break it down. Take it one step at a time. Focus on understanding each piece before moving on to the next. And before you know it, you'll have moved that mountain. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Practice, they say, makes perfect. But how does this apply to learning anything quickly? Imagine you're learning to play the piano. You can't expect to master Beethoven's symphony after just one session. It takes consistent practice and repetition. The same principle applies to anything you're trying to learn quickly. Whether it's a new language, a complex scientific concept, or a challenging recipe, practice is the key. But not just any practice, we're talking about deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is a focused, concentrated form of practice where you consciously work on the areas you find challenging. This isn't about mindlessly repeating the same action or rereading the same information. It's about identifying your weaknesses, working on them, and then reflecting on your progress. Think about it in terms of the piano again. If you're struggling with a particular section of Beethoven's symphony, you don't just play the whole piece over and over again. You focus on that difficult section, play it repeatedly, get feedback, make adjustments, and keep practicing until you get it right. This idea of deliberate practice isn't new. It's been studied extensively by researchers and has been found to be one of the most effective ways to learn quickly. It's a method used by world-class athletes, musicians, and top performers in various fields. So how do you incorporate deliberate practice into your learning? Start by setting clear, specific goals. What exactly do you want to improve? Once you've identified this, dedicate time each day to work on it. Seek feedback, either from a teacher, mentor, or through self-assessment. Make necessary adjustments and keep practicing. Remember, the goal isn't to get it perfect immediately, it's to make steady progress. Each time you practice, you're building and strengthening neural pathways in your brain related to the skill or knowledge you're learning. Over time, this leads to mastery. And finally, don't forget to be patient with yourself. Learning is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take, each mistake you make is a part of the process. Consistent practice is the key to mastering any skill or knowledge quickly. Rest and reflection, an often overlooked but vital part of the learning process. Now, we've delved into the power of mindset, the art of breaking down complex concepts, and the effectiveness of practice. But what happens when we step away from the books, close the laptop, and let our minds wander? That's when the magic of rest and reflection comes into play. Imagine your brain as a bustling city. Throughout the day, information travels through its intricate network of streets and highways. When we sleep or take a break, it's like the city at night. The traffic slows down, allowing for maintenance and improvement works on the roads. Similarly, our brains use this downtime to strengthen the neural pathways formed during learning, consolidating new information and making it easier to recall in the future. Getting enough sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can negatively impact our ability to learn and remember information. So don't skimp on those precious hours of shut-eye. Taking breaks during study sessions is equally important. You might be familiar with the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This method is based on the understanding that our brains can only maintain focus for a certain amount of time before needing a breather. And let's not forget reflection, the act of consciously thinking about what we've learned. This isn't just about recalling facts or formulas. It's about connecting the dots, seeing how new information fits in with what we already know. By reflecting on our learning, we deepen our understanding and make the knowledge truly ours. So, the next time you're cramming for an exam or trying to master a new skill, remember to take a step back. Give your brain a chance to rest, to process, to make sense of it all. And when you return to your task, you might just find that you've gained a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of motivation. Don't underestimate the power of rest and reflection in your learning journey. So, there you have it, the secrets to learning anything fast. It all starts with a powerful mindset, believing that you can learn and grow. Once you have that, the next step is breaking down the information. Don't try to swallow everything whole, but rather take it piece by piece, making it manageable and less overwhelming. Then comes the crucial part, practice. Remember, practice doesn't just make perfect, it makes permanent. Your brain is like a muscle, and the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And don't forget, rest and reflection are just as important as taking in new information. Give your brain the time to consolidate what you've learned. Reflect on what works and what doesn't, and adjust your strategies accordingly. Thanks for joining us today on the Health Collective. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, remember, a healthy mind leads to a healthy life.